Truth on the airway, calling on me. From Morovia Street to the villages, we're speaking the truth, no matter who you are. Face the issue, stand up, people. The future is now, not stories of old. We teach a light on kings and men, making voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Evening light breaking, people tuning in. Different voices calling, let the talk begin. From corruption talk to the people them cry. Asking real questions like why, oh why? Community voices, youth them rising strong. Mama them calling, saying things been wrong. We need solution, not empty talk. Time to fix the system, and to take a walk. No fear, no favor. We're speaking it clear. The truth might be bitter, but the people must hear. From county to county, the message goes spread. Better Liberia, that's the road ahead. Face the issue, no hiding again. Truth on the airwaves, calling us citizens. From Liberia to the villages far, we're speaking the truth, no matter who you are. Face the issue, stand up, people. The future is now, not stories of old. We teach a light on the radio, making voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Politicians talk, but the people want proof. No more empty promise, we define the truth. Every patient heart give jobs for the youth. Let the leaders answer, let them show the truth. From the 15 counties, every citizen matter, no one escapes. It's now we country, we all gotta say. Face the issues now, don't delay. Talk your mind, stand your ground. Let the truth come out loud, make it shake the town. Face the issue, no more silence. We bury our rising, we making it proud.
Call in, speak, your voice matters. This is more than a show. It's a movement.
And Liberians are desperate for leadership to deliver, desperate to know the truth, and desperate to know the real issues confronting the country.
The thing that was in the election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, it's the end of this country.
Well, and the government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. They know the people are also everything they say, they don't say the truth.
People of Liberia, if you allow the opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer.
And the facts surrounding those issues, there is only one forum that provides the answers. Face the issue on King's FM. John Anthony April Godson Williams, commonly known as Teacher Live, from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical and most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, if we were playing a tournament, beat us today, and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent, the Liberian people, they lead the Liberian people, then they come back to their team that they defeated. Everyone said that they put a crack away. You never want to get sense of.
And face the issue. We speak out the fact in advocating for the right of Liberia. Face the issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's Face the Issue. Comes on your airway from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5 Don't miss it.
We have gone to the Honorable the Supreme Court on the petition of writ of prohibition to prohibit the conduct of the judge. That does not mean we are discrediting the judge. No. First, we want to appreciate him, the manner and form he conducted the trial. This was a seriously, legally charged and intellectually engaging trial that he was able to manage it by the techniques and tactics of courtroom management to the extent that the case ended. To see the judge now, that we know with all of the caliber of lawyers that were before him, including a former associate justice of the Supreme Court, including a former judge of the ECOWAS court who was a lawyer before him, to conduct that trial in the manner and form for us to reach to the conclusion of that case, again, has up. But this post-disbandment of the jury investigation is ultra-virus, is illegal, is in violation of the law. And we don't want to believe that it is the judge that we know in the case. So that is what we have done today. There is a petition that has been found today, and there is a stay order on that investigation, and we go to the Supreme Court to give our case. We have the laws in our favor. The laws are there. We just want to inform you. We're not fighting to influence any decision, but to inform you as to the developments that are unfolded there today and are unfolded. The next thing is this. These three jurors were asked in court, is this your verdict? The judge on every occasion in the trial told them, when you have any issue with anything that happened there, in the open court, tell me so we can address it. They said we have no issue. And we understand why all of these things are happening. Most of these jurors are public servants. We understand, we get intelligence that people are pressurizing these jurors in the places they work, and their jobs are under threat. And we don't believe in that investigation that are unfolding because it is an attempt to influence people over there, to lie on people, and for people to run with it as a propaganda machinery. The law is the law. The old tradition of our country have said from almost 200 years on the existence of this country, from 1816 to present, in our jurisprudence, they said once the jurors have dispersed and resumed private status, recall becomes constitutionally dangerous and legally improper. In which case is that Debs versus Belden, 5792S40 in 2016, U.S. Supreme Court opinion. There are other opinions. There is an opinion in Liberia here where the Liberian Supreme Court said when the juror has returned a verdict of acquittal and there is a complaint of jury tampering, the judge should not disband the jury. Let me not say they get there. When they return the verdict, they acquitted the man, but they are not yet disbanded. They stay under the jurisdiction of the court because everybody in open court. And a party makes an application to the court of jury tampering. The judge will stop that whole proceeding and conduct an investigation. That is the law. But when there is no complaint, while the jury have been pulled and then the verdict have been recorded and the parties have given thanks to the juror and they disbanded the juror and they go into their private life, you cannot, because it is issue of jurisdiction. The authority to call a jury about a proceeding in a February term of court is an issue of jurisdiction. The judge presently has no jurisdiction to review a proceeding of the last term, February term. He has no jurisdiction. He's a fine gentleman. He's a fine judge, smart judge, eloquent judge. But in this one, he's in error. He's in error. This is not with any disrespect to him. We appreciate him. We really admire him with the manner and form that he conducted the trial. And he did well. Any attempt for somebody to come and impress on the court to revise a litigation that has gone through due process consistent with the Constitution and calling for an investigation is an attempt to even ask the judge. And we as arm of the court will not allow that to sit here. And that's why we went to the Supreme Court. Let the Supreme Court speak. We don't want favor from the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court must look at the law. That's what we want. And that's what the Supreme Court is all about. The law. Go and look at the law. They will look at the law and say, oh, yes, this is the law. And yeah, no, this is not the law. Finish. So that is what we call you for. And so on that basis, we want to say to you that we have filed a petition for the issuance of the writ of prohibition before the Honorable Supreme Court, and that there is a stay order on the investigation.
We have identified particular time we should come. And while on our way, we have reached out to take out before somewhere in there to communicate before to the station room or waiting room. Right in the capital, all the way in the professional investigation, we'll be calling the party, we're calling the former official, we're calling the deference and respect to them. You know, I got to say, you are not protected all, and you got to call it all. And so I know it is an attempt to just demoralize the former finance minister, people all to be looking the wrong way or waiting way, and when you're ready to find it out, going back, if the chairman is ready this time, you write on again, and when he does that, this time we come again, he does the same thing, and they are not, in fact, taking on to the investigation with the
This is a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt. We cannot change the laws because of Samuel 12. We can't do that. The country will stay. We will go. We need to be reminded by history. There were powerful people in this country. Some of us who were young, little bit in age, in the 80s, we saw people, men that we saw in this town. Certain time came, we saw them, that they were people who have never served government before. Government will come and government will go, but this is the law. We can't change the law. This is a witch hunt. Imagine, immediately after the verdict, the next day we receive a call and a letter, summary, the former finance minister for another criminal investigation. You don't have to be a politician or a political scientist to understand that this is not a witch hunt. This is witch hunt. This is witch hunt. If I were a prosecutor, I would not issue that kind of assignment or request. But this is witch hunt. And we listen to some practitioners even are inviting the finance minister. They say, even if they get you get authorized the money to go to somebody, spending agency, your duty is to follow up with that spending agency and ask them how they spend the money. Is that the authority under the PFM law of the Minister of Finance? No. The Minister of Finance, his authority is to spend the money, and when he's spending the money, he must have the authorized authority. Who is responsible? The spending agency must account for how they spend the money. That's why we'll have the GAC to conduct audit. So this is witch hunt. So when somebody tells me that because the finance minister authorized expenditure and you are going to make a follow-up, you kidding me? The finance minister of the country? But this is not good for our democracy. For those who don't know, some who are actors in our body politics, some of them were not here when we're in a conflict. Nobody prays for conflict in this country. They always say it. I want our country peaceful. But the point is, we are thinking that we must not repeat the history, the wrongs of the past. The people who repeat the wrong of the past that caused them the problem, they are people who are ignorant. And many actors, some of them were even sucking breast when we're in the dilemma of the 14 years. So they did not understand the 14 years from 1990 to present, the dilemma, the catastrophe that we experienced. Some of the very people who are all around insulting people when you speak as a Liberian, where you are a citizen and it's your right to speak, some of them were even sucking breast milk. They never knew what happened here. So when you say something, instead of them to listen and learn, they refuse. But history tells us that history is a raw material for political science. Political actors must be people who must digest history. Because if you don't understand your history, when you're making political decisions, you have problems in your public policy decisions. So to be a public policy administrator, you must be somebody who understands the raw material for political science. And that raw material is history. And so you must know what went wrong. Where are we? Where do we intend to go? This decision is a revisitation of the factors of the dark ages of Liberia. And this is wrong. To weaponize a legal process simply because of a political agenda is counterproductive to the future of our country. People are following us. International actors are following us. Some people are operating, they don't understand. Why when you leave from here now, you start pressurizing people who are self-adjure, you go and go do something. You go rest something. You measure, you lie on the person. What is that? What is that? That this process is illegal. Samuel 12 is a free man. The fact that the brothers speaks to it. And the juror returned that day with a not guilty verdict. And the judge himself in open court declared that you are not guilty. And henceforth, leave from the prisoner bench and walk. You are a free man. Samuel 12 is a free man, along with Moses Cooper. And when we told the jurors that day in the final argument that today we start at the beginning of the documentation of the check and balance of our democracy to determine whether or not we go back or we retrospect or regress to our dark days, or you put in a check and balance on powerful power or powerful executive that will manipulate a political process under the disguise of legal proceedings. And we told them that when you make that decision to free the defendants, you will know when you walk out there, the country will be rejoicing even up into the money, and it came to pass. You think this is a joke? This is history. We call it the opportunity of history unfolding itself. The jury has spoken. The people have spoken. There can be no whims and caprices, naked brute forces that can overturn, or direct the decision of the unanimous, of the voluntary verdict returned by the
Let me make something very quick and clear. The last time the Solicitor General came here and told you people that the defendants in this case have confessed to the crime, that is a lie. It's not true. No one confessed to a crime. There is a difference between confession to criminality, and making a point. Confession to the crime means the man is admitting to the crimes in the indictment that he committed the offense. That is not the case. What happened in this case is that there is a statutory function, or there were statutory functions that were carried out by the former Minister of Finance. That is under section 14.2 of the Public Finance Law. The law says that the Minister of Finance has the authority, statutory authority, to authorize payments that have been recommended by the government within the budget, or authorized within the budgetary laws of Liberia. And that is exactly what the Minister of Finance have done. And that payment was made to the appropriate administrative agency that was authorized at the level of the National Security Council by the President of Liberia at the time, His Excellency George Manawia. And so on the basis of this, no one should criminalize when they just Solicitor General comes out and say that was confession. That's not confession. Confession is all of the allegations that have been made. Yes, we agree, we the one committed. No, there was no crime here. There was a statutory function that was carried out, and it had been criminalized. So we want to make that clear. If the Solicitor General agrees with what he said the last time, that the defendants are confessed to the crime, then why are we selecting jurors? So that is to tell you that what the Justice Minister was intending to do at the time, we call it trial by TV and trial by Facebook. The perception is to get the perception of the sentiments of potential jurors will be coming to come with the cloud of the mind to say that if the people are confessed to the crime. There is no confession to crime. If there was confession to crime, we not select jurors. Today, there will be a date of sentencing. So that's not true. There was no criminality, and we still want to reiterate that the action of these defendants was a national action. The actions of the defendants were national security actions and responsibilities that were carried out. Those actions that were carried out were statutory functions that were responsible to keep the stability of this country during the period of the elections. The peace we enjoy today was based on the statutory expression of the mandate of the finance minister being authorized by the National Security Council, which exists within the office of the president.
It's a systematic erosion of democracy. Executive overreach and open disregard for our constitution. Lawlessness in the legislature, with the presidency turning a blind eye, even when the assembly hall of our democracy go up in flames. Security forces brutalizing peaceful citizens. While millions are being spent on so-called operations that offer no protection to ordinary Liberians. They said we were the problem But now the Liberian people can see for themselves. The real problem is the unity party that is now in power. The time has come to speak the truth without fear. This government is failing and Liberia is paying the price. All seditions, let us not lose hope. Even the longest night must give way to daylight. Even the strongest storm must pass. We are still standing and we are still strong. We will not give up on Liberia. We will not give up on our people. And we will never give up on CDC. We are the party of the slums and the city. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are the protectors of the poor and the defender of their dream. From Buchanan to Bond Mines, from Sunny Quarter to Sastown, the CDC remains in the hearts of the people. This rally is a clear sign. We are reorganizing, we are preparing, we are coming back. I say to you, we are coming back. But in order to do that, we must build a strong, together we must fortify the one institution that can correct the failure of the Bouaka administration. And that institution is the Mate Coalition for Democratic Change. This is why I call on all of you today, not just to believe, but to act. Not just to hope, but to build. Let us invest in the movement that has invested in you. Let us pay our due so that the party remains financially and politically prepared. Your dues are more than money. They are a seed of commitment, a pledge of loyalty, and a symbol of hope. I'm so proud to launch this due payment campaign today because it means that you, the grassroots, you, the real owner of this party, are ready to step forward, take charge, and prepare for the future. As your political leader, I promise you this: we will not rest, we will not retreat, we will organize, mobilize, and energize until we reclaim the leadership of Liberia. But let's do it the CDC way, peacefully, lawfully, strategically, and respectfully. Because when our time comes and aid will come, believe me, we must be ready not just to win, but to govern better. We must correct the wrongs, improve the system, and restore the dignity of the Liberian people. So let us unite, let us rise, let us believe, and let us build. And to all our young people, I say, stay focused, stay clean, stay strong. To our women, you are the backbone of this movement. Keep rising. To our elders, your wisdom is still needed. Stay with us. And to our opponent, we see a failure and we are coming to face it. Again, great Nelson Mandela said in a quote, it always seems impossible until it is done. Unquote. The party is alive, strong and mighty. The revolution shall continue. I believe we will uphold to death. The future is not beyond us. The future is still ahead. And together we will get there. And so I want to close with this advice. Wait well. Liberia and Liberians will call on you again. And therefore, be prepared to win again and lead again. Remember, we are the common people. So let us all unite for the betterment of our country and our people.
The Bouaka, we used to go to him, even fee Bouaka because of his title. Make him comfortable because of a title. But you see what he's doing? You get a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie.
But you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Though the burden has shifted on the government to maintain the peace.
AB, I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Doda, I kept the peace. Amos Soyota, I kept the peace. Chancellor, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can't see it, AB, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, any position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associated with somebody. But you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. I don't have an issue of keeping the peace of the country. We are peaceful. But we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people, and we just say that would never happen. You know, when we hit opposition, Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson said, let me give her the respect, because there's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagreed, and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We want to Ellen. She understood that. She came on the table and we talked.
So, okay. What a wonderful way to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending your location. Of course, we are grateful again to be here this evening to talk more about our country, Liberia. And certainly, this is our country. Like we always say, we'll not give up. We'll continue to fight for our country until the best things are done. Oh, yes. And that's why we'll continue to look forward to the best. We'll continue to fight for this country. This country is all we have. So we got to keep fighting for this country. We will not give up. And in fact, we shouldn't give up. We got to keep fighting for this country. Folks, how you doing? I guess you guys are doing so great. Too many things happening in the country. Liberia is getting interesting nowadays. Too many things happening in the country. But how you guys doing? I guess you guys are doing so great. I guess you guys are doing so great. So this evening again, we are here again to talk more about Liberia. Liberia is an interesting country. Too many things happening in the country. Too many things happening in the country. Sometimes, you know, when you sit to try to think about, happenings, unfoldings, in the country, yeah, you will concentrate, you will think, and you just don't know, what to derive at. But this is the kind of country, this is where we find ourselves. It's not easy, but we are getting there, and we're certainly get there. So, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing so great. So let's go quickly and see who are those here. The first person is Joe Pukuyu, following us from Grand County, followed by Joe. We have Melvin Nathaniel Roosevelt Jolo. Okay, following Marvin, we have Mr. Paris Lobert from New Jersey, USA, and we also have Abdurrahman Kiawan from District Number 8. Abdurrahman Kiawan, Kiawan. Abdurrahman Kiawan from District Number 8. We have Maurice Suri, we have Rose Bole, we have Evelyn Brown, we have Paul J. Dawo, we have Venetius Junior Bar, we have Prince Tanu, we have Simif Theodove, and we also have Cowboy Widow. We have Ruth Budu Obine from Phoenix, Arizona, USA. We have Saturday Zowie Wudule. Yes, Saturday Zowie Wudule. Yeah, following us from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Mawata Belete, Rati Bloody. We have Emmanuel T. Thomas, Solomon Williams, Roland Valley. We have Martelin Peter. We have Roland W. Toh, Comfort Tonga Ja, Amanda Dobo, Krubo Sumo, James Hampton, and Thomas Jr. We have Stephen Yakidi. Yeah, Stephen Yakidi. We also have James Dawali Droba Wumeli. James Dawali Droba Wumeli. I was gonna try. I want to tell you what I want. Then we have Iye Woye. Stanley Bozo. Stanley Bozo, how you doing? Stanley Bozo said, a pleasant greetings to the peace-loving citizens of the Cocaine Republic headed by Cocaine Cartel Deacon Boaka. Watching live from my residence in Congress City. Stanley Bozo, yeah, how you doing? Oh, we so excited to have all of you here. We have Patrick Mason, Prince Foster, Emmanuel Bro. Say good evening, guys. As always, I'm watching from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA on this Friday, August 28, 2026. We have Kiadiatu, BBK Kamara. We have Samuel Buffer Cooper. Following Samuel, we have our mother, Matera Stevens. How you doing? I hope you are doing so great. Our mother, now she's our mother. Matera Stevens, how you doing? Then we have Ambassador Walter Bushwood Morgan Jr. Yes, following the ambassador, we have Annie Bato, Linda Morris. We have Kiebe Goya. Yes, Kiebe Goya following us from Texas, USA. And we have Thomas Tendi, District 3 Radio, FM, and TV. It's related the program. Thank you so much, District Number 3 Radio, FM, and TV. Yes, thank you so much, Alex Tape. Thanks. You guys, thanks for the hard work. Yeah, so you guys continue to share the show. You guys continue to read the show so that the show reaches a lot of people, so that the message can be able to reach to a lot of people. We have Thomas Tendi from Marshall City, Magibi County. We have Princess L. Peters from Ganta City, Nimba County. Sometimes I say Gompa. Sometimes I say, some people say Ganta, some people say Gompa. Then we have Sano Kazulu from VOA, Robert Field Highway. Martha Morgan from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. We have Janko Medicane. Dauda Sharif from Pennsylvania, USA. How you doing, Dauda? I guess he's doing so great. Then we have Frank B. Frank B. Yeah. Frank B. Yes, from 72nd Community. We have Frederick Chie. We have Chris Gatte, Etad Gay, Coward Padded, Media S, Denali, and Ruth Cooper. Ruth Cooper, how you doing? And watching us from Denver, Colorado, USA. Then we have Peter. Yes. Peter Matoma. Yes, Peter, how you doing? And we have McLean Ball, Matthew Barr, Yulo. Yes, Matthew Barr from Grand Cape Mount County. Matthew Barr and Dupin, Michael Momo, Bill Twazama, Precious Dakuka from Soya Beach, Tinkers Village, Junitom, P. We have McLean Wall. We have Rita Hart. Good evening. He says, good evening, Nito. How you doing, my Rita? Yes, I guess you're doing so great. How is the family? Watching us from Massachusetts, USA. We have Sebastian Josh, William Sagwa Davis, Rita Hart again, PSA again, extending her condolences to the Williams family, Josiah Nimland, S. Manitobe, Ambassador Christian S. Duo, Lavetta Bombo, Vivian Joseph. We have Brooks Kanga, Abraham Corner, Prince Zion, Pocket Change, Peter Siake. Oh, Peter Siake is following us from the Netherlands. Yes, from the Netherlands. How you guys doing? Yes, then the last but not the least is Arvind Manem. Yes, so following us from Grand Cape County, King George. How you guys doing? I guess you guys are doing so great. Too many things happening in the country, as you may be aware. So let me just add to stage Prince, Prince Sharif. Prince is right here. Prince, good evening. It's good to have you on tonight on the show. Prince, how you doing?
Yes, my brother. I am good. I am fine. Thank you for
Prince, are you there?
Thank you for giving me another opportunity to share the platform with you. We are okay. We are here, and thank God that we have another opportunity. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prince. So Prince is here with us, and we look forward to seeing the rest of the team. William Bro, yes, aside from William Bro, we also have Leo. We look forward to seeing William Bro or Leo. Yes, they will join us. So it's going to be interesting. It is going to be informative, and it's going to be interesting this evening. As you may be aware, folks, too many things happening in the country, and the manner and form in which our country is proceeding is alarming. Yes, it's very alarming. The way we see our country moving, the path, the trajectory in which we see our country moving is alarming. And we will continue to say this, that if we don't speak out now, then it's going to be too late for us. It is going to be too late for us. It is time that we speak out. One of the laws of Sir Isaac Newton states that for every action, there is or there should be equal and opposite reaction. You know what that means? Take, for example, if you throw the ball at the wall, you know what happens? The wall sends it back. That's the opposite reaction. So the balls hit the wall. The ball hits the wall. Then the wall sends the ball back to you. So you send it back to the wall, and the wall send it. So the opposite reaction comes from the wall. So that's why. So now we send football. You send the football. You blast the wall with the ball. The ball, the ball will hit the wall, and it will come back to you. Is that force that sends that ball back to you? That's the opposite reaction. It's just somebody is pushing. Yes, somebody is just pushing you until you hit the wall. When you hit the wall, you cannot pass through the wall. So what you do? You want to force yourself back, because at that point now, You cannot pass. You cannot go anywhere. At that particular point. So this is where we are. And the government continues to push the Liberian people against the war. And there will come a time where the Liberian people will reach a point where they will not pass that area. They will want to force their way back. And it's going to be dangerous for this country. It is definitely going to be dangerous for this country. That's and at that point, the Liberian people will be applying the Sir Isaac Newton law, the Sir Isaac Newton's law. For every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. And gradually, and sooner or later, we will get there. Sooner we are getting there. We've been following some things happening like in other countries, like in Kenya. We read history in the 1940s, and the Mau Mau society was brought about. It is about dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction. Political disenfranchisement brought about Mau Mau society. I mean, in the 1940s in Kenya, when people used to wake up, they just see bodies, dead bodies. They see corpses everywhere. You'll see somebody's head, you not see the body, only the person here you see, just see Elena. These are things that can result to those actions. These are things that can, by then, bodies were everywhere. You just walk and you see the other government officials, only the hair you see. You can't see the body, you can't see the hair. When you see the hair, you'll not see the head. Yes, because the people exercise restraint. They exercise patience. And you understand the government keep pushing do what they were able to do. And what they were able to do when it reaches to that Isaac Newton, for every action out there, they say, oh, but then what we're going to do now, we'll find our own ways. We will do whatever it takes to defend ourselves. And whenever the people decide to defend themselves, then it becomes a problem. The Mau Mau society, you follow that. It was about land disposition, economic exploitation, and political exclusion. We understand everything. We read all around that about the British, colonial rule brought about why it is true that it was about the British colonial rule that brought about the Mau Mau society. But yeah, there was still some political stuff similar to what's happening in the country now. Yeah. Then the land features, people seizing people land, people reserving land, people giving land to certain people based on status, based on this. People, you go to the court, there's no justice. People serving justice based on where you come from, your political affiliation. The judiciary has been weaponized. The people no longer trust the court system. This is what happened in the country. This is what happened in the country. And we saw it happen in Kenya. Who told you it can happen in Liberia? It happened in Kenya. Who told you it can happen in Liberia? It happened in Kenya. Mau Mau society, people that we see the other, and most of those people are politicians because they are the ones causing the problem. And we don't want to get there. So you guys need to do the needful. Having said that, folks, and we move on to a few things that are happening in the country. As you may be aware, the pre-trial of the former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor was postponed today. The pre-trial of the former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor was postponed today by the court. The court said the postponement is due to the court own decision as a blah 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 blah, and in fact, they extended it to September 2nd. September 2nd will be on Wednesday or what? Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm sure, yeah. When the former president is coming, okay, it is the same day the former president is coming to the country. It is the same day the court has set aside for the pre-trial. So today the council they postponed it. So in other words, George will be beyond bars. Today is the 28th. Yes. So today is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, about 5 days from now, it is that people are seeing what the government want to do. They want to keep her there. Why is true? Yeah, we know that, the issue about the cancellation or the postponement of the trial lies in the preview of the court, yes. But we're seeing some, political interplay and all of that. So one would sense that, yeah, the government want to keep the former vice president. They all spend some time there. They all be in jail. They invited Jewel, person of interest. She became suspect. They took all the police custody. But now, to go through the case, the government claims that they have all of the evidence, the pieces of evidence to substantiate their claims against the former vice president. So why now they are dragging out, delaying the trial now? The whole idea behind the whole thing is because they want to keep that woman there. She must be in jail. She must be behind bars. She must be to stop this. That's all. That's the intent of the government. And we said it from the onset that the whole government, the whole thing about Jewel, they just want to, prove. I don't even prove it because they are not proving anything. Nothing they are proving. They want to show power. They want to show that they have power. So cancellation, we know all the cancellation were because the government wants for Jewel to be down there. That, yeah, we're keeping Jewel in prison. Jewel will be there for the rest of the days, the coming days. Just to keep that woman there. See how wicked this government is. The woman, asthma patient, high blood pressure, state woman who has served this country. Why he didn't have to cancel? Why he didn't have to delay? Why he didn't have to postpone? Today she's supposed to appear in court for pre-trial. Supposed to start today, but they cancel it. They said that's more. They said, what kind of country is this? Just to keep that woman, she must be behind bars. That's all the government wants. So once she's there, they are so satisfied with it. Then the Kofa case. There was a writ of prohibition filed by the legal team of the former House Speaker in an capital arson case. So today, the Supreme Court came down with a ruling. And the render of ruling, as part of the ruling from the Supreme Court, they denied the writ of prohibition. Initially, Kofa's legal team filed a writ of prohibition to prohibit the Judge Roosevelt Willie decision to disband the jury. So the legal team of Kofa took flight to the Supreme Court to file a writ of prohibition to prohibit the just action in relation to the disbandment. And the Supreme Court also denied that today. Yeah. Also in relation to the former finance minister Twerk case and all, yeah, it was denied too. So they deny everything, prohibition. So yeah, just say yeah, they cancel it, they overturn it. This is where we are. These are things that happen in the country. So Prince is up to you. Prince, come in. Let's hear you, Prince. Your turn, Prince. Let's hear you. What do you make of all of these happening in the country? But it's not easy.
Definitely. My brother Newton, let me say hi to you again, and good evening, good morning, good afternoon to our people based on where you are following us from. And welcome to another wonderful edition of, the Diaspora Talk. Tonight, we come with a very heavy heart. While it is true that our hearts are very heavy, but our voices will remain very clear on those issues that we are supposed to deliberate. In the midst of where you have the president disrespecting the rule of law, in the midst of the president shielding drug law, like his own son, Tatan Boyka, and Gregory Como, who is the police director, and even the Minister of Justice, Oxford Toy, in the midst where you have, the former vice president being witch hunted, while the cocaine cartel are escorted by police vehicles, those police vehicles that are supposed to protect Liberians while you are sleeping at night, it is rather being used to escort cocaine in our country. Those highway patrols officers that should ensure that those cars that are plowing the highway, that they meet the requisite requirement to plow the highway. Instead of those highway police officers ensuring that those cars are roadworthy, they're running behind or they are escorting cartel people or drugs, motor car, while those cars are left and our people are having series of accidents on the highway only because we do not have highway patrol officers that's supposed to be regulating vehicles activities. Instead of regulating it, they're leaving the highway jail, they're escorting drugs, and you see of the kind of accidents that are happening because the police that should be doing her own constitutional responsibility or statutory responsibility, they now abandon it. All of them now they escorting cocaine to come from Guinea, Sierra Leone, and other countries. They are escorting it now. In the midst of this kind of thing, my brother, in the midst of police brutality, where the police continue to operate as if, basically they have become a state gangster, that they are using the flag of Liberia to intimidate and carry on illegal acts. In the midst of this kind of situation, where you have people who should be protecting the law are deliberately disrespecting the law, it is a sad time. The executive mansion has been desecrated in the midst of all of these, where you have the executive mansion that should be providing guardians, that should be providing direction for the people of Liberia, that the executive mansion is not used by the president as a cocaine hall. It is scary. That the president has reduced himself to the extent where he only look at praise singers. When you sing praise for him, they get you some kind of job. They say, oh, you get a job on the other side. Our nation is heading in the wrong direction. It's heading in the wrong direction. In the midst of police brutality, just a few days, in fact, it was yesterday that I was able to come across that report, and I'm reading it. The Independent National Human Rights Report on Liberia, where it stressed police brutality again on the high increase, rape, and etc., etc. This president will mount the platform and you will say, I still believe in Gregory Como and a thing. I get explicit confidence in them. What? In the midst of all of these that are happening, when our democracy is being threatened by Joseph Numa Boyka and his cartel, in this kind of situation where we find ourselves, my brother, there's a need for us to worry. In the midst where the government is playing games, they say that this government is fighting drugs. No. That the government is protecting drug law. That the government is protecting drug cartel. That Mr. Boyka has reduced his office to a place where negotiations is made to be able to bring in drugs in our country, where the executive or Joseph Numa Boyka can get his court and other people get their court. This is a scary time. A time where our democracy is seriously under attack. This is a scary time, my brother. And all we can do is to continue to open the eyes and the minds of our people, because we are in a horrible time. We are in a time where police who should be protecting us, they are taking their arms and giving it to armed robbers to be able to inflict pain on us. A time where this government should unite the people, but the government is rather dividing the people. A time where the opposition should be given that space to be able to objectively criticize. Today, when you criticize, they go after you. Today, a nation that we have never seen political prisoners, but today, under Joseph Numa Boyka, we now have political prisoners, where the opposition is being intimidated. When you say anything, they will call and say, my man, hey, we're coming for you. Imagine Edwin Snow and that of Amara Kone. They went on a podcast on Spoon, and they were able to speak on issues that are pressing. The next day, Amara Kone received letter from Gregory Como and said, oh man, you're talking to me, the regime is now using people like Dopu, Francis Dopu, for River G. You that's supposed to be concerned about how your people have been alienated by this government. The government is not even looking on their way. You have now turned to a spokesperson for this government. It's a disgrace. A man who should be representing our people. The government that should be providing that avenue, especially with this man who called himself an experienced 42+ years president. that should be providing the avenue where we can disagree but stay agree to a national development. Today, you are running after the vice president, former of the Republic of Liberia. Look at the disrespect that this man continues to show to the rule of law. Joseph Newman Boyka has shown us from every indication that he does not respect the rule of law. We have seen it on several occasions. If you want me to name those instances, I can even do it while my eyes are closed. Joseph Newman Boyka took power. He that set up tenure position, it was under Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf that this tenure position was, established. Today, Joseph Newman Boyka took over. He gave the tenure position middle finger. Went to there and said, you know what happened? I had that thing that I would not even respect it. That the person who I want to put here, the person I will put there, so they get it from here. The people ran to the court and the court told him, Mr. Boyka, what you did is wrong. Mr. Boyka said, court, I ain't even get time for you. Let's look at the issue of Fonati Kofa. When he was illegally removed, when Joseph Newman Boyka himself planned that activity, took the man and carried him all the way to Rome. While they were praying, Joseph Newman Boyka was planning different things behind. And telling people like Rachel Kuhn, a notorious figure that today have taken over the House of Representatives, that have lost its value. That the man said he's a regime speaker. Today, the House that should be speaking in the interest of the Liberian people, in the midst of all of these, the House is completely quiet because it is compromised. You have lawmakers who they think should catch their attention, and there should be an immediate setting. They should come back immediately to be able to discuss this thing. While our brothers and sisters are dying in their hundreds by these drugs that have been given a different nomenclature by Joseph Newman Boyka and have been endorsed by Joseph Newman Boyka, these lawmakers, they are on their break. But people, it is unfortunate. We are not saying that they are not good lawmakers. I want to believe that they are good lawmakers. But unfortunately, the hairs are ratting. When you have a young Blikanga Lawrence sitting at the level of the Senate, directing things, and you have our children dying of drugs, you can call immediately that, look, there is an immediate section. Let us come and discuss this issue. These people, they are on holiday. They are enjoying themselves. But if it was an agreement where they need to sign some kind of concession that they will get money in their pocket, quick, the next day, they will be in a house there for emergency section. Likewise, the House of Representatives. It is unfortunate, my brother Newton, and to fellow Liberians that are listening. This nation that was once a glorious land of liberty, it is now a cocaine land of liberty for cartel and the cartel operatives. A nation that we want to proud in. We could sleep with our two eyes closed. This time we are not sleeping with our two eyes closed. We sleep with our feet in the water and our one eye open. Because you don't know the next man who will knock the door and you thinking that a policeman, that policeman will change the police clothes, you will become an armed robber. In a nation where we should be talking about development, Joseph Newman Boyka is going ahead witch hunting. In a nation where our government is supposed to report to us and tell us, you took 1,200 were hardcore criminals who were in prison in the United States. They were not in their houses. They were in prison. Up to now, the government cannot tell us those 1,200 persons that were deported to Liberia, what are their conditions? I remember when Liberians were coming from Ghana, my brother Nito, there was a category that Liberians were put in. The 1,400 Liberians that came from Ghana. They said some of the Liberians, they were coming from Ghana, some of them, they crazy, that the government was saying it. They put them in category, say, the other normal Liberian, they crazy. The other one, they engage in drugs. The other one, they not too sound. The other one, they sound. The category was there. They put them in category and they told the Liberian people. But today you have hardcore criminals coming from the U.S. And at the end of the day, the government cannot tell us the category of these people. But they just put everything and say, oh, deportee. And you know the people, they are not deportee. Our democracy is compromised. We are no longer a nation that is admirable by the international community, in the words of the former U.S. Ambassador McCarthy, who said, Liberia, your democracy is admirable. Even though some of these people were used to undermine and they were used to support the opposition. But he said it, that Liberia, under President George Manawia, your democracy is enviable and it's something that every other African nation must be able to cherish and practice. Today, that democracy that was admirable and cherishable to all of us, it is no longer like that. Liberia is now a cocaine state. The presidency that should be protecting the Liberian people have compromised the interests of the Liberian people. The police that should ensure that safety and protection of the Liberian people is the first and foremost of its responsibility. The police now has a banner ADT. It's going beyond just people. The police now escorting just highway police officer that should be protecting our people and to ensure that the cars that pass on those highways, they are well in well shape. Today they finish abandoning the people. So the car they just running, they just having bad accident. People just dying left and right. May their soul rest in peace. When you have a nation that the president have compromised his integrity only because he has no integrity, this man has no value. Today we are seeing what is happening. The man is on record of telling us, Mr. Bweka is on record of telling the Liberian people that he was living on loan. If a man who was living on loan and somebody like Costa could provide for this man, what do you think? If Costa could get a man 2,000, a body was in, how you call a body was in, a body, Costa getting 2,000. Imagine 2,000 when I get fair for 2, I can be able to make it in 2 weeks in America. Costa get that paper $2,000. That paper there, he was dancing in the play. Imagine if Cartel look at that man and gain 500,000. Not different thing we're talking about here. This man has no value. You know, look, we Liberia, a nation that was admirable today, even those of us in the diaspora, when we call Liberia need the first thing they can say, oh, one of my Nigerian men I was talking to, me and you were talking, he see me say, oh, I got Prince. I say, yes. I thought the man coming speak to me. I say, oh, I got Prince. I say, yeah. He say, oh, you people, Liberia, you are overthrow Nigeria now. You guys are overthrow Nigeria. You are now the drug shop of Africa. I seen how we are taught to the poor. I seen. The boss said, okay, we don't throw over now. One trying to even escape and one dodge the conversation. The other guy from Guinea King, he said, bonjour. I said, yeah. He said, hey, you're feeling now. You're feeling Guinea-Bissau. You're feeling overthrowing Guinea-Bissau. I was, look, those of us Liberians that were in the gathering, we were confused. Imagine one trying to see her back and escape the skin. When our president, more than confused now. When our president, more than confused. This is the state of our nation. But we can say to Mr. Bweka, and Mr. Bweka, the people are now getting the reality. We are every day educating our people to the truth, and our people's eyes are opening. This too will be over. If we can survive the 14 years or 14 plus years of war, this year will survive it. Continue. But I want to remind the Kwela nation, I say the Kwela people, I say the Kwela nation, those of you who read history, you know that the Kwela people is not just tribe. They are nations. They are all over. Maybe some of you don't know. Do you know that the Kwela, they are also in Guinea, a very large percentage of them? Go and read. You will see them all over. We know what Joseph Numa Bweka did with Prince Johnson. He used he used, how you call it, the vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn, to eliminate and to get rid of Prince Johnson. Today, they are using people like Prince Moi and other people to think that they can get rid of Madam Joy Howard Taylor. This is a disrespect to the rule of law. This is trying to muscle the opposition. But in the midst of all of these, we will remain strong and will continue to speak out as we prepare for the coming back of His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah. My brother Newton, these are sad times for all of us. But again, we will not be broken. Our voices will not be slow to speak. We'll speak out. We'll look in the faces of these cartel boys and tell them what is right. In the midst of where you have the government telling you, oh, I go back, they go ask the policemen. In the America, where we in, I play, you can't allow somebody, you will not go ask them. They country here, not play where you can say, you go see your lawmaker, and then they say, oh, you must turn around, go take blood test. I can take my phone now. I will call my lawmaker, I will call the police, they will answer me. Where the police lie and say, oh, yeah, we bought a car from the police people. We need to go out, the policemen say, I'm begging you. I say, hey, I'm sorry. We were never involved in this particular arrangement. But again, we are here, and we'll continue to open the eyes of our people. as it relates to what is unfolding in Liberia. The government will no longer lie because all of now we have become generally one way or the other. When you get food, you are a journalist. When you see anything unusual, put it on. We will run with it. Thank you, my brother Newton. We are here.
All right, thank you, Prince. Thank you. I love that. Thank you so much. And one good thing Prince said is that we will not give up. We'll continue. We'll not back down, and we can never back down. We will continue no matter what. We will continue to speak out. We will continue to fight back. We will continue to fight back. We've been seeing what some of the things that have happened in other countries. We saw what happened in Nepal. We saw what happened in what's the country? Indonesia, and I think one other country again. Yes, you saw what happened. The same thing. The government kept pushing the people, pushing them. The same thing I was just telling you, pushing them until it reached a point where the people decided to fight back. When that happened in Nepal, it was so much catastrophic. Very much catastrophic. The people chased politicians in Nepal. They burned down public buildings. They ran after politicians. So all the things that happen in the country, that's why we're always praying for the stability of this country. Because if anything goes wrong, imagine all those our disadvantaged brethren on the dump side there doing the one that we call the Zogo, the one. The country doesn't have most people working already. Majority of the people, are jobless, no job. God forbid, if anything sparks, what's going to happen? Y'all, they seeing politicians are causing a problem. They will loot your property. They will vandalize your property. They will loot your things. But what happened? But when some of you doing these things, I don't know. I don't know what some of you guys can be thinking, or what I say like, or sometimes when you're doing that thing, can you be thinking, the negative side of it? What's going to happen? At least before you take decision, you must have, you must have sat down to rather do your own analysis about the decision I want to take. What will be the feedback? If the decision should be taken, what's going to happen? Do you guys sometimes sit and rather analyze some of the decisions as government, responsible government, the aftermath, the feedback, what's going to happen when some of those decisions are taken? Do you ask yourself the hard questions? Or because you just want to do it because you're so desperate for political convenience or for political relevance, so you just go and do it. And sometimes when the aftermath, when it comes, the feedback, when it comes down there, everybody. But some of the stolen money you people that work for in government, it just in one day time, you will lose everything. You will lose everything. That's the reality. So that's that you'll be doing all kind of things. God forbid, let's only happy. Like you're working in government, the stolen money the money you've been stealing, building mansion, building this, building it. They will wipe everything from you. All the property you are worth for. So you'll be doing all kind of things. That's only happening in the country. You'll be looking for problems in this country. You'll be finding means to plunge this country into chaos. Instead of you guys to govern, to maintain the peace, there were past leaders who came. They maintain the peace, the stability of this country. But it is a Unity Party government, Ono Joseph Boakai, the North everywhere in the country. And you guys want to plunge this country into chaos. And if this country is plunged into chaos, God, what's going to happen? Some of you, and nobody will escape from hell. Nobody will escape this country. Everybody will be right here. Will feel the pinch right here. Because now you cause a problem. Anything happen. Now you cause a problem. You'll leave right here. Nobody will escape. Don't feel you'll escape. You'll remain right here. So you shouldn't govern well. You'll be looking for problem. You'll be looking for problem. And this is what and the senator wrote, right? I want to read this out. Then we can move to the return of the former president. there. Senator Albert Chie of Sino County. Senator Chie wrote, he says, there is a troubling irony in the contrasting security postures of the country. The deployment of an armed forces of Liberia, AFL armored personnel carrier at the Monrovia Central Prison, where former Vice President Joe Howard Taylor is being held, raises questions about the Bouaka administration's priorities at a time when our country continues to face serious security threats at the border with Guinea. The military's primary mandate is to defend the Republic and protect its territorial integrity, not to be used as an institution or instrument of intimidation, political pressure, or partisan interest. There is a danger in allowing the AFL to become associated, rightly or wrongly, with the detention of political figures or partisan politics. Liberia has experienced enough in the past in which the instruments of state power were turned inward against citizens. The AFL must therefore be seen as a national institution, not as an extension of the government party or an instrument for settling political disputes or settling political disputes. You listen to that? The AFL must therefore be seen as a national institution, not as an extension of the government party or an instrument for settling political disputes. That's not the function of the AFL. They are exactly the kinds of actions that eroded public confidence in the army in the pre-Civil War era and severely tarnished its reputation. The AFL must never, under any circumstances, tread that seem ugly, unprofessional, and dangerous path again. The painful lessons of the past must not be forgotten, and the army credibility must never again be compromised by the conduct that undermines public trust and confidence. Who wrote that? Senator Chie, Sando County Senator Albert Chie. Why he wrote that? Because when he took the former vice president at the Monrovia Central Prison, to our utmost surprise, we saw an armor carrier from the armed forces of Liberia being parked at the Central Prison, only because a political figure, Joe Howard Taylor, was taken there. So the senator is saying it's racist concerns. The armed forces of Liberia as an institution should be independent, should not be involved with politics. And he gave an instance. And sometimes when we say, people who forget their history, they are bound to repeat, their past mistakes. This is what happened. And this is what Senator Cohen wrote. That the AFL should not forget that seemed ugly, unprofessional, dangerous path. Again, and what is that path? The path that took place during the pre-Civil War era. We severely tarnished the reputation of the AFL. So it is history. So the army now should look at that path, the pre-Civil War era. What happened? What transpired that tarnished the reputation of the army? You people should be able to learn from history, not to repeat it again. What's the essence of you carrying ammo? You have the PSU, you have EROU, you have everybody. You have the prison guards, they are armed. Oh, all those people there, PSU, they get guns. The EROU, they get guns. The prison officer, they get guns. They are the one protecting the center. The inmates. You have all those people that you say AF, you say MOA, you say ammo carrier for what in Benin? To intimidate people? No, that is wrong. That is wrong. That's not governance. You can't continue to intimidate the people. That's wrong. You people were in opposition. You people criticize past administration. Oh, Joe, we are like that. Joe, we are like that. And you guys are there today. You guys are doing the works. They're Guinea rare. They're Guinea rare. Territorial encroachment. Guineans are there. They have encroached on our land. Nothing substantial the government has done to find an amicable solution to that problem. They will still hear passing it, still hear language all around, but they get a ghost to send army people. Army people supposed to be at the border as part of the major function of the armed forces is to protect the territorial integrity, to fight against external aggression. External aggression. Different country like Guinea. That's external aggression because it's outside the country. It's coming from out. That's external aggression. Guinea coming to encroach our land, taking our people from there, making them homeless. And the irresponsible government says that nothing they have done. Gregory, the all year passing around, Gregory, and the other time Gregory saying he was going to border, he got few armed police, PSU all around, he walking, they're talking about serious man. What kind of irresponsible behavior is that? Like Gregory ever. So where the police supposed to be, they are not there. See, all of you are misplaced. Where the police supposed to be, they're not there. They place police now so they go there, they play the go away. They play AFN now so they go there, they play the go away. That's not confusion. That's been confused. That's been confused. Completely confused. How you get me? If a woman who has work, she has everything here, investment, everything here. So what kind of threat she poses? What kind of threat? Are you carrying army people? No, don't use the army people for that. The army is a force for good. They should not be implicated in politics. You want to do your politics? You do your politics. Do your politics. Leave the army out of it. They're the border there. The border is still vulnerable. The guys are still there. So you should be thinking about empowering the army. The army complaining about logistics. They won't own the ship key and they feel there. The ship was right here. On the Liberian waters. In Liberian economic zone. People don't want to see it. Ship was boat and all you were going all around the ship. Our army, the coast guard, they don't even get logistics. To go and catch that, arrest that ship. They went there and say they can't make it. They don't get logistics. But you're not thinking about nothing like that. But they get logistics to go to the central prison. They're Guinean soldiers there. The army, they are not deployed there. No armor there. No more, nothing there. Those are places you should be able to send them. Because that's their function. They are not needed at the central prison. They are not needed there. You have not captured any rebel leader. No rebel leader. Even the man who they said they alleged, I don't know, he wanted to overthrow, I don't know, Dumuya. What's the man? The Cabinet General was the legal counsel for that man. When they brought that man, they kept that man at that central prison. You're not saying army people there. The Guinean authority came for that man over there, released that man. Today, nobody knows the what about this particular government. They released that man to the Guinea, the junta military. The junta government. They requested for that man, you release that man. When the man legal counsel, Cabinet General raised alarm that the government should be able to provide his client. Today, that man is yet to be seen. What is he alive or what he was on in life? Nobody knows. Most of the notorious criminals can keep them down there. You can't carry how many people there. Une jewel. Une because you're from the opposition. That's desperation. That's inhumane. That's complete stupidity. That's nonsense. What is that? That's complete nonsense. All the criminal and people that be doing all kind of things there. Why you can't carry people there? Don't carry. It's not good. You guys continue to honor man. You guys continue to damage the peace of this country. This is something people we have fought for long. And to just see it being damaged that on the Joseph Boakai government is alarming and serious. It's wrong. We can't continue like that. We can't. It's completely wrong. As the government, you can't continue to undermine the peace. You have a responsibility as a government to protect the peace of the country. But if you are there, as a government, you want to be a Confucianist, you want to be, something like, that will cause chaos, then you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful. If anything happens in the country, the 14-year-old Civil War, all of our year, everybody went through it. Some people, they say the rich got poor, the poor got rich. And what can happen when war comes? What can happen? All the rich people can get poor because the poor people can be desperate because time always passing by them. So they say, but all those times are past, I think we need to cover up. Then they've gotten wealth now, so they won't get rich. Then you the rich man, now you get poor. The poor man will get rich because the man get gone. So the way you are setting baby, if you want job, you setting code, you'll not be able to go to court again. If you lawyer, you'll not be able to practice a profession again. Whatever profession, you'll not be able to practice it because of war. And then those Zokos now will be leading the country. They will be the decision maker in the country. Those criminals, those Zokos, the one that on the top, they don't want to rule the country at that particular moment because they will have the guns. They will be the decision maker. They are the ones who will make decisions for the country. They are the ones who will decide the fate of the country. So all your minister, deputy minister, vice president, there will be nobody. All I want to run away. That Zoko then will be making decisions for the country. And why I want for the country to go. You shouldn't be careful. You shouldn't be careful. You got to be very, very careful. You guys got to be very, very careful. You got to be, you're not smart. You just need to be smart. I know. You're not very, very smart. You got to be smart. Yo, nobody praying for bar, but we can't be here. We see the way the government proceeding and blah, 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 blah. No, it's not right. You got to do the needful to maintain the peace of this country. This country belongs to all of us. Let's maintain the peace. Government protect the peace of this country. Try to maintain the peace. You will leave. All of government will come. There were past governments that came and they maintain the peace. You keep bad peace here. Maintain that peace until you leave. Don't undermine the peace of this country. This country is ours. This is our country. And let's keep fighting. So having said that, let's just imparting the Prince will come in. I think we inform you that the former president will be here next week, Wednesday. He'll be arriving here. So the National Executive Committee of the Coalition for Democratic Change issued a statement last night, providing the timetable or the calendar of events about in relation to the different events that will be taking place. The understanding is that the former president will be here and he will be received at the Rabas International Airport, where tens of thousands of citizens will converge to receive the former president and standard bearer of the Congress for Democratic Change. Thereafter, they will proceed home. And then following that, Saturday, the former president will also preside over, opposition leaders. The former president will be meeting opposition leaders at the Jamaica Resort. Maxwell Kimia, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, will coordinate that. And the former President George Weah will preside over that meeting with opposition leaders. They are going to have the discussion about how best the forward march of the country, the defense of our democracy, and what have you. And I think last night too, in the same vein too, the National Executive Committee also extended their solemn tribute to compatriot Janje Bakwe, the former Grand Bassa County Superintendent, and all of that. So I hope you guys are getting ready for the arrival of the former president. And some of you guys have been there talking, oh, Joe, we are supposed posting nonsense on the radio. Or now you're supposed posting nonsense on social media. Joe, we are kind of arresting and putting Joe in prison. You're going to arrest George Weah. Everyone want peace in the country. You're going to arrest George Weah. George Weah coming. When I say George Weah coming, we're arresting. George Weah will be arrested. They're arresting the main past president. As soon as you enter, they were arresting too. You're going to arrest George Weah. You're going to arrest George Weah. George Weah coming when I say. Y'all carry whole truck food Or armed people, y'all go arrest George Weah. George Weah will be here. Y'all go arrest him. Send something wrong with your brain. Prince, let's hear you, Prince.
You know, my brother Nita, like Joseph Numa Boyka said the last time, strange things were happening. And these are the strange things that will lead to his earlier political demise. And they are happening. We are seeing it. All of these things that are happening is intentional. That's why we continue to say that Liberia now has been taken over by, you know, a troublist in chief in Joseph Numa Boyka. Why do you think he sent his nephew Follett to the army? And let's say this to the army. Maybe some of these people, they don't know the history, what we went through in Liberia. But we want to say to the military, thank God that it is now exposed, that we are now seeing military interfering in civilian matters. Issue that should be strictly under the jurisdiction of the Liberian National Police. We are now seeing the military now taking over to take Mowa to carry to the central prison only because of the former vice president, Madam Joy Howard Taylor. Look, we're not scared of Joseph Numa Boyka. You must understand this. We fought real war. The only reason why you see today Liberians have decided that, look, let bygone be bygone, let's move on, is because they reach a certain point in time and say this is useless. But it doesn't mean the same people who say they think will not do it, they cannot do it again. They can do it again. In defense of democracy, in defense to protect the rule of law, we can fight war. Oh yes. To defend democracy, to protect the rule of law, to ensure that our country is on the right path, we can definitely be able to do that. It's not something that we can shy away from. To defend democracy, people can defend democracy with how you call water in the cup. No, they can't do that. That's what they can do. To defend democracy, the war over, people can be able to use the arms and the ammunition to defend it. And what we are seeing is just what Joseph Numa Boyka wants to put us into. The military, those in the military need to be very careful. Follett, you need to be very, 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 very careful. You need to be careful. Because there is nothing that you will do that will cause you to escape from this calamity that you people want to bring upon us. We are seeing the military creeping in. We saw it yesterday, and just what we saw yesterday is what we are seeing today. Like you said, when these people were taken in, those foreign nationals, when they were taken in central prison, why are they sending the military there? Why the military did not go there? Why? As we speak to you, our nation is being encroached on by Guinea. No Mowa standing there. No Mowa there. The immigration people with how you call rubber gun, because I think they get there now. Rubber gun, I didn't want to the border. With all of the encroachment on our soil, one Mowa, you see to that place. But now the Monrovia Central Prison, Follett, Joseph Numa Boyka, have signaled to his nephew Follett that can't usher, so that you can go bring the army usher to intimidate. We're looking at people that you can intimidate. Is there anything you can make all the scared with Biffing Bucket? You think that we don't want you can intimidate 14 years? You can't intimidate us, Follett. You must know this. You can never intimidate us. So this thing that you and Boyka doing already will run you out to defend our democracy. We owe nobody an apology for that. Oh, yes. Look, you idiots cannot be sitting down and think that y'all will terrorize that country. Well, we got our family there, we got our children there. Y'all think anything y'all will join in play? Even when y'all come in America, y'all will get out to contend with. Let's say it clear. Thank God that there's a public show. Even if you can't in America yet, you will get us to contend with. And there were other people who ran away from Liberia doing the war. They participated. They felt that they were going to come here and hide under the cover of darkness and enjoy themselves. Today, where are they? Some of them are no more. Some of them, they are in prison. So those of you who think that you can stir up violence in our country, the people like Gregory Como, like David Follett, and all of you guys, Prince Charles Johnson from the NSA and other areas, those of you who were professionally trained, and you feel that you can compromise professionalism for an old man that is already to Hallelujah Square, that you will not use your hair, you will not think, and you think that you will plunge Liberia into chaos, you will not plunge Liberia into chaos, then you'll run away from there. No. You will get us to go wherever you go. You let it go Sweden. You let it go Nepal. Wherever you go. Look, this war will be small for you. We not say country, we say this war. It will be small for you. We're observing you. We're following your activities and we are calculating it. We are putting everything down. And at the end of the day, you people will answer the necessary question for these acts that you're carrying on. Today, Gregor Como and the Justice Minister, the fee is okay. You can lie to the Liberian people and say, we're going back for 1.5 million. Only for us to go and do an investigation, to go and ask, the person will baking, I don't bring 1.5 million here. The 400,000 plus we receive from the people. Now know 1.5 million we receive from them. So you're baking, we're baking you. You're please carry on, sir. In the midst of all of this, where you have Justice Minister receiving car, begging the police director, because the police director now, the cartel using to distribute the money. That you take the money, get it, say go back car. When you back car, then you get Justice Minister begging. What you are begging, guy? Give me some kind of small car. It's not easy. It's not easy on your mail. Justice Minister, it's not easy. I beg you, give me small car. Look at how disgraceful our nation has become. Honor Joseph Newman Boyka. We have lost our prestige. Like I said earlier, the glorious lane of liberty has now become a cocaine lane of liberty for cartels to be roaming about the place. You guys condemn and say, President, we are the man is now politically inclined, this, that. Some of the things that we are seeing under this government is not what we saw under President Weah. President Weah built homes for people who did not have. Today, this government is breaking down the people's homes. President Weah was able to give our brothers and our sisters opportunity to go to the University of Liberia, to acquire quality education, to serve their nation. Today, what is this government doing? This government is denying our brothers and sisters a level of University of Liberia education. As I speak to you, university is closed. Only because selfish and greedy people have taken over that particular institution or taking over government. So it's affecting everywhere. Our people in Kinjal, they were massacred by Gregory Como order. Today, not even one person have account for that particular heinous atrocity that were committed in Grand Cape County by the government of Joseph Newman Boyka. But this is the police that Boyka is saying that he get respect for. You believe in them. The speech of the president was a complete disgrace and a disrespect to Liberians. Complete disgrace and disrespect. You talking about the rule of law will be applied and there shall be no sacred cow. But your son, who is on record of telling us that he talked to people, he talked to cartel, he still sitting down to her. As I speak to him, he listen to me, he say, hey, lead man. Gregory Como, who have received money from the cartel, the man is still over investigation. You think we know what is going on? Or you'll continue. What we can say in the democratic process, your days are numbered. 6 years is not forever. And there is nothing that you can do to think that you will be able to throw the ballot box away and use bullets, even though we are seeing the signs. And fellow Liberians, we should not overlook this. If just for putting people in jail and they can bring army also, think about the election. These people will want to intimidate us. There's the sign that, and I hope the international community are watching. If just for somebody to go in prison, we saw that woman going to prison, there were no noise down there. There has not been any noise. But because they think that they want to show us an early sign that will bring the army also. You're bringing the army also. You're bringing also. Any army people, and they get flesh, like we get flesh, and how you call blood running through their veins, like it is running through our, you're bringing also. We know what you're doing. Thank God that you start your operation early for us to see it. The early operation Boyka is telling us that we bring the army people also. During election time, we bring the army people to intimidate you. We know that this is more than what is happening. God is just using this situation to expose their plan. That is what is happening. Look, Madam Jewel Howard Taylor, political incarceration, it is what God is using to show to the Liberian people that these are their plans. This is what they will do. And let me tell you something to you, Mr. Boyka, and your cronies that are around you. Where we have reached, we are not afraid of. The only thing, we want to keep that nation peaceful, but we are not afraid. and will not be afraid to defend our democracy. Oh no, we will not. So continue. We are watching, we are observing, and we remain very vocal. Thank you. Better news.
Thank you so much, Prince. And so we're about to move to our phone lines now to get your interaction. So put in your calls now on these numbers: 0772 23 99 33, 0777 98 0375, 0886 30 44 97, 0772 23 99 33, 0777 98 0375, 0886 30 44 97. You can keep your calls coming. Our WhatsApp line is also it's also active. I mean, so let's go to the line and pick up our first caller. Hello. Good evening. Your line is so terrible. Hello. Oh no, so you can continue with that. So bad. Hello.
Getting me now?
Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, you getting me? Clear?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Hello?
Go ahead. Sorry. We can continue with you. I don't know. So line so terrible here. I don't know, but let me see something here. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Mama Kegwa, calling from my Barclay.
All right, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, brother, the thing had about the future Boga man to in the country. That man know that he already a grave. He want to die. Our late children will struggle with make it small. Now even go to school. We fight it hard to send our children to school. Just Boga just want damage our children future. Like why he's doing all this thing for. He has not supposed to go to the prison for to the prison cover. How about the border right here? The border like yeah, what people taking our land. So they say after that. So to him, what he's doing the after poor, they said, you know the after diva? You know the after diva? What kind of wicked witch that party? Evil by the way, my in the care, my in witch. What kind of witch in a deco in a deco here? So he was said deco and then he became wicked when I come out evil witch that never la propagate the one day. What kind of witch that in a public just say you just go to church, it can't eat for me. But Joseph brother. She will be your portion. What you do, what your children or what your grandchildren in that job where you work in, you will die replace a job where you will die replace a job. That's why we nothing or punish. You will pay for it, children will pay for it. That's what I gotta say.
Okay, thank you. Hello. Hello, Mr. Nimle.
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Nimle, how you doing?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Nimle.
Oh, okay. Good evening. This is Emmanuel Nimle, and I'm calling from Minnesota, USA. Good evening, Prince. Well, I know how we all feel, especially our country. We really expect our country to really be at the kind of stage that we find our country in. When more adding is the villa from the plug and when you see what leading the country, the people working in the government, I can tell you one ransom carry from Telecom. That guy used to always be one of the directors, and It's a unity party, man. And we always used to pray for a unity party meeting. And sometimes I never used to go there and start the and which one tell them be the man, the first person nobody should have my number. In the job, in the CCC, what government that no you suppress a group of people over you have all of the entire all the unity party government it's only there for only the what government is that we give from one opposition like people you sign the government and the people betray CDC to play side with Joseph Brother. That's the people are shooting that. Even the people, all physicians, some people that work in the government, they can't even talk to the federal ministry because of the problem for them. But one thing I can tell Joseph Brother, that was led our country behaving. Even in terms of government, the generator has gone. The message in the children has gone. The government came to an end and today Chancellor Frank is saying, J. You are some problem, your family and friends. Take the laboratory will sit there inside so that you keep your children alive.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ndemle.
I don't want people to say because Liberia are grieving. Even we are in the United States. We Liberia, we grieving because our country. President, we are still over to Joseph Brother. We are expected from straight for things to start getting better. But things are going bad. Is that the country has become so demonic until when they are targeting one group of people, generally people they are foreigner or they are alien. But I know what we have for end. Thank you and thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ndemle. Thanks for your participation. We appreciate you. Let's move to the women's line. And let's hear from this person. Hello. Hello.
How you doing, Neto?
I'm okay. What's your name?
I'm Patient Griffin. Memorial Consent I pray for.
Yeah, Patient, go ahead. Let's see.
Neto, the parent that will in the country, I bring your Koruba, I bring Amakone, I bring Waterspoon, and the late Prince Johnson I brought it back to us. The people know very well that in there, not learn anything from my area. My area. But the people brought it to us, they say they didn't have for 2 years experience. You know that it's in the post way they can spark or anything in the country later. You myself over. People got all the ammunition in the country. They got more for our border were vulnerable later. Today, Guineas over there, we ought to get our land. The people over there, they are vulnerable. They won't listen, they can say, you ought to fight Guinea, but we want what? You're what? We don't get anything to take the people from down there. But to see what? To stop this, therefore, draw to the bid is terrible, Neto. And the people, they offer any good development. Neto in general, tell me what the development that are going on in Ogo. Tell me.
There's a Bagago dedicated school today, woman based school. I don't know, is a Katumu Baga based on a school. I don't know.
Project more over that arresting to our tailor. Nothing going on, Neto. Generally, you can go around. No good development going on. This is here where you get Koruba, what else? I'm not going to give up the brilliant old man. What they have for you 2 years ago, another estimate. Then they were 30 years myself, that will come to power. We when you myself went or to what tend to go vote, we vote in peace. Today, what are disturbing us? What is going on in the country? They don't tell me.
You're right. You're right.
The fire almost finished. Fire almost finished. We think about Anna. And the three almost finished.
Yeah.
We think about second. What is going on? Nothing.
Thank you. You're right. Let's hold you there. Hello.
Yes, thank you very much. Good evening, Nita.
Good evening.
Good evening, Nita.
Good evening. I'm getting you, Spencer. I'm getting you. Good evening.
Thank you very much. Peter, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Down Coast Road Hill, Winter, in a member of concern, Nigerian for Justice. Peter, in my mind, history has its own way of repeating itself. I can remember in the early 80s, when Master Sergeant Samuel Kayado became president or the head of state of the Republic of Nigeria at the time. What did he use? He used the same law. The law is the law that is being echoed today by Joseph Nima Boakai was the law that Master Sergeant Samuel Kayado used when all people were hanged, when Fasameto were killed and the less they killed for orchestrating coup d'etat. They used the law. But eventually, how did the law end? We saw the most powerful justice minister at the time, EKZ scout in the dump site. Today, we are seeing the same law. The interplay today, Honor Joseph Nima Boakai, who claimed to have had 42 years experience, who claimed to have come and rescue Liberia instead of rescue Liberia, going after opposition leaders. All the opposition leaders put out their forces because there is no justice now. Let Joseph Nima Boakai put everyone in jail so that he can be able to achieve his objective. I think he only keep the people in jail. That's why he's dedicating government on it. That's why he's dedicating help on. They have forgotten the promise he made that we have before. I believe strongly because Joe Biden has failed and gone out of the ideas of governance. That's why he wants to divert our attention. But President Biden, we tell you that 2029, even you can put everybody in jail, you will not be able to kill the revolutionary spirit. Joe did it, and we know how it ended. Henceforth, that's why now we start you with all your feelings. Because we now know that you are grossly incompetent and inept to step as the president. That's why we make a political mistake, and that will be corrected in 2029. Thank you very much.
Okay, Spencer, thank you so much. Let's move to the next line. Hello.
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 How you doing?
I'm okay. What's your name?
I'm calling from Strasbourg.
Okay, let's hear. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. You're a real guest. The only thing I can say, the AFL, we respect you so much. Don't let the government make it no ugly. Let them do that thing when the police are there because in Libya, AFL is in the ground, anything happening. The first point they're going to send to the bullet about it. Johanna is a woman that will not run away. She not able to face me when I was so fresh with blue one. But it's kind of our own shadow. The only thing we pray for that God help us. Let the national community try to help us and see how best to go for 2029. We pray in the God, our former president will be saved, nobody will do anything. Anybody who will go around there to do anything, we are arrest them and say no more. So I'm going to have to say, prepare the Liberians and get together. We should not move because we know that the drugs are there. They'll be all around because drugs to people all over. So please be careful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Richard. How are you?
I'm okay, Edmond. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me say hi to Prince and for our country, and I'm Edmond Carr, a prime member of Concern Liberia for Justice, and pushing for the return of President Weah because, you see the country right now, the country la leadership, and for what we are seeing now, it clearly shows that the guys are now realize that nothing they're able to do in this country in terms of developing, improving the livelihood of the Liberian people they are fighting hard so that their plan B or plan C can come into reality. That's what we are saying, because I can't believe this. You know, I can't believe, because if all the government is doing well in the area, in the economy where the people are able to fund their living easily, the high were happening all the government. Then when you are doing all of funny things, you'll be having people on your side. But looking at the collapse of the economy, things are very, very difficult in the country. Things are tough. Even their own people, some of them have not realized that there is no way. Then to continue to see this only behaving the way he is behaving, then that means they have a plan, and that plan they want for it to come into reality. And this is why I always say we are praying that we get to 2029. But some possibility for me, I'm not seeing that yet, because they are pushing for something, and we can hope for the best. AFL, we will say, oh, AFL not part of this thing, you know, because when the whole cooking thing started, we say for now, AFL are the other side of the security forces that for now we can got them. But to put AFL offer at this time, seeing the arrest of the former vice president, AFL is offer, I'm taking it for joke. Constantly they are offer doing what? But what is so amazing is about the silence of the religious community that someone will be the voice only because they accepted job. The man said the offering that he was collecting is not enough, so he needed to take something to add it up. And then those are the religious community that are part of the council of churches. He started just speaking also that president of the council of churches could have leave that job, then somebody else is taking it, then somebody they allow him to remain the president of the council of churches. But this is right now, you see it is completely there. And we are saying that one of my colleagues was saying this morning, you decided to be mute yourself. And we hope you will remain muted, because your advocacy, it can be the other way around. The moment other people will be standing on now, making sure that our country is not dragged in the mud continuously, the way it's happening, by the time you will see some people there with their big coats, the country to come, exercise, they are advocating right. At that time, we're going to join on you and make sure that you remain muted. This is unbelievable. It is seriously unbelievable. And for the other side, people are coming up. What the latest? It's about chair. Because it's getting tough now. So everybody got to speak on at some point in time, they're being forced to speak on, and I hope it will not be late for them, because it's getting serious. We cannot continue to do this to our country. Looking at the situation in the country, to keep pushing people. This is not fair, and we will continue to ask it. All we are asking for now, some of our president is in jail for 2021, 2022. But what happened to 2026? Now, $3.2 million worth for cocaine. What happened to 317 worth for cocaine? What happened with the one that left earlier? The police IG said you guys were the one that sanctioned the importation of this drugs in this country, because there is no way that you guys can attract any investor in this country. So this was your own investment that you guys were using. The fact still remains that we want to know the senior government official. We want for you to also investigate the CRR. How come the president's son is linked to a cartel? After president, we're hearing nothing. It's possible that you're not having my number, and you and myself achieve WhatsApp messages. When the cartel said it, people were overlooking it. But Jojo, he said, came up and make it clear that it is true. That there was a WhatsApp message, exchange messages between him and the cartel guy, but he claimed that he don't know them. Up to present, nothing we are hearing. But what they want to do, thing is say they can shake the public opinion from them towards CDC. We will not take it a lie. The only thing the government can do, define the country into half, arrest everybody, put them there, put fence around them. Yeah, that. You will say write something and something on your other side. Somebody will write again from EFM and begin to speak truth to power. We will not give up. We'll speak up. We're going to tear out in our number. Nobody can discover like people belong to all of us. Nobody. EFM, police, PSUERU, Whatsoever you can deploy, we don't care. We're going to stand up because enough just got to be enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Etmoka. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's move to we miss Lion, and we have this person right here with us. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, how do you do?
Okay.
This is Paul Oro from Dugo County Live Junction.
Yeah, go ahead quickly. Go ahead quickly.
You know, when you expect to get for an old man, nothing. Anything that an old man from there, was saying that la, oh, go for the papers go there. Today, they get it changed up in this. Is that a point?
Yeah.
Just thinking confused way one person just wanted a country. So when you get with Gobi Kumo, because you and Gobi Kumo, you're there, company record, yeah, I'm a president, new company, the new traffic management company, you gather all of that, Gobi Kumo guys, and we get it accepted for them. So what I really get, I made a good answer. So we get talk, but the only thing that we pray for, knows that in the before, I think we have to do everything because some of all we are living we only enjoy now. Only the passing around, the woman is confused. That man is going to share people. But it's not listening to them. Look at the happening around. Yeah, and let's see how that's all kind of a way. Who said this country? Friendly, senator, power president. And today, you're guessing a kind of a beautiful way. Not even forever. You see the grammar.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Let's go you there. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Javatin to call you from rehab around the president era.
Yeah, Jeff, go ahead quickly.
Yeah. You know, the pastor, I think a pastor from Nigeria, he said the people who were looking very hard to pray. Hard to pray. The whole country going, the whole president proceeding, not proceeding the right way. Not proceeding the right way. More especially, see, made a too much far around that man. All of God's men, you're not getting him go out there now. But the man, I say for age, going back to his memory, going back. So he's not doing things on his own. You just have to pray. The only advice I get for the Liberian, we just have to pray.
Okay.
Don't continue preaching the good message, and she be from power easy. Because anything happening in the country will get nowhere to go. No God saying, you're not here. You're not here.
Okay. All right, my brother. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
man, Bessie.
Yeah, man, Bessie, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, thank you. I think about my thing there. Thank you to transfer. The safety that I have to wait. I think what I'm looking for. So I have one person. So within the whole Labrador. Where I walk out the only piece. You're saying you're getting measure against the child. Child, me see the piece of the space there. Measure, John, every day with each other. Because the one time way to go away. Now say I make a good answer by Fabi. Say I mean. Say I make a good Fabi. Get more there. That one I want to get it. Well, I break it. I always talk it, but not always. Anyway, not always. But the man died must be a mad boom, except for you. I don't know each other here at blood. One more for the degree. But I don't wait. But get to die here. Nothing what I go again. Don't my pain around. Then not my car. Let's get it around.
All right. Thank you, man, Bessie. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, my dear friend?
I'm okay. What's your name?
This is Captain Blair for Captain Blair for you from Super County.
Yeah, Captain, go ahead quickly. Let's say you know time. Please be fast.
I know
So far, it's for us, but today, some of us sitting, we are refreshing. If we're in a post, they kind of nonsense will not be applied into our county here. But I can't blame this so-called old man Boaka. I send the caveat to all of my present area personnel across the Belgian Republic of Nigeria. Wherever they are, all men should be on a 2-3 to make sure that this government, the way they are proceeding, it takes us no damn minute to overrun the 2,000 manpower in this country. If they can begin to use a military weapon among surveillance in that prison center, this is completely wrong. We as military personnel, we are independent people. We are independent unit in government. But the way they are proceeding, if Boaka cannot control himself, we will control and run over that men in a barrack. They need to be very careful with these people. They need to be very careful. We got politics, we got our great grandchildren here now in this country. Their education been giving a hard time. Our retirement benefit is not even enough. And they are thinking, if they get around, we get on the feet, it means that we are going to require our government or demand government to give us more salary or more pay, so that indeed our labor that we took in the country over this country to defend life and property in the country, to make sure that Nigeria people can be aware. Let him be careful. Whether if you are listening to me, even the very so-called police director, let him be very careful. We can move on. There are women. They are not meant to us. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Thanks for your point. And we'll move next to the next caller. I think Stanley Bozo is on the line on the WhatsApp. Hi, Stanley. Are you still there? Stanley Bozo. Okay, I think we can continue. Okay. Hello. Yeah, Stanley Bozo.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan Toba, and thank you to Dr. Kerry. My name is Nathan Toba. In Congress today, thank you. The topic on the discussion, Nathan, the way President is one of the beer mean to understand that the government, so our bowler for over our bowler the ever advance to say this government.
Stanley, your line is so terrible. Yeah. Stanley, your line, you can't continue with you. Stanley, your line is so terrible. Your line is so terrible, Stanley. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Yes, good evening. What's your name?
yeah, thank you. This is Thomas. I'm phoning from Louisiana, Bishop of Mother County.
All right, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you, my brother.
You know, Newton is so far. You know, we are recording before. Our people, our people in the opposition, people, President Bia, the rest of the opposition. And let me just say this for the record. And all that we are witnessing on our comment, let me be clear. And these people, they don't want to go for the election. Let me tell to you, all that people doing, you know, electing the past president, putting the end of the street, using Moa, running around the city with arm all around, all those things that get instant or intimidation. These people, they know they're not waiting to make election. Let me tell you, why you are waiting on to work the party, the Union Party corner was speaking. Look, the remaining sons of the brother of the two party, the two party that led the for more than 3 years. Don't make a mistake. Look, the country is here divided. They are still around. They let in the Diaspora, in the they control the economic and the political system in this country. How they are doing. They are objective is that they don't want to see the indigenous, the native people in the power that are playing. So what they will always do is that they will look at more the elected, the poor, wicked native people, and the people and bring up and put it on the arm. Then the way they don't to work. That's what they're doing. So they are playing is that during the election, they decide to bring the two party system back, the multi-party democracy that people talk about it, and the rest of the whole for the country. They are employees. Let me tell you. So now that we will not have election. Then they say all of the one that people in Kenya is that you take that. You are getting the most stable, powerful civil ever in the country history. The black president who are those cards who say the more that charge nothing is aggressive, people power your point. You are using arm of people on the power with army. That's the same time to say that so election will not have election yet. But you want that time, I'm very sure. Nobody would have done all I think to them is that it's not about what is job. Before playing that before to 2027, 2028, President William in the rest of the people about jail, all the that about jail, you know, to be started to go to jail. Why they in jail? They run like a key. They will have to run and say, oh, yeah, go, they are putting like this, they go to that with me, and they will have you on the party. I'm telling you, yes, Joe Restaurant and they really around the bed and they play, they will see it. But now, they will to they will show up the country. They tell me the way for it. You are saying that the election in 2009 has been rigged already. They don't know it. The election, they have never rigged on election day. They have rigged before election day. Locally, in the election in Africa, it will take time. But it's more, they show it. They say it. They are using the levy and rubber money in that. They are using the money, the political power, the political possibility to control the political system in the country. What's happening? So, when they do the family and grow there, we'll use them against people. They want to do it. So it's like a type of thing. I mean, what is the country? Go to bed. Today, you're running your direct post. One guy come with her. He said, so, Boga, the election to not. You are already the election. You are still telling them what they do. They're breaking the private place. They don't want no peace. I'm telling you, the only people that live out here, the radical they both, we take her, we love, we restore, we execute them, we take power. They can't do something. We don't have no time for that.
All right. Okay, my brother. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I am my son.
Man, see the general. You the final caller.
Thank you, Mr. Tuma. Thank you, man. Thank you for taking my call. I'm so blessed to get on your line today. This is my city, the public. Yo, my son, what tell you to say the man Buaka? Why you told us that you're going to do for? Let it do it for. They start embarrassing people. We give you the power to deliver. Then deliver. But still go back to put in power. You see the one that we have what 2029? He's joking. You can hear everybody follow in the cell. On that day, vision will whip a bus. They just started and the 40 days over there. They're not working. You say we're suffering of jobs we are. And so they need power. That's the for the suffering here. We need jobs, Mr. Bwaka. When you talk all that, what are you doing? We are suffering the program. We're not in school. And then they are poking people with cars in the street. And then the poor children dying. They all put people in the night. But you say you got security. Our border now, go to the border. I'm a put there. But you can't I'm a put to the side there for the hour tailor. You have to do money for the sale. It's not for I never knew I'm a point in the country. I never had money I'm a point in the country. So can I do what they can move the pocket and they set your president and the whole world watching you? That's a bluff. You bluffing brother. But if you have you know yourself, you just started. That's what you do. You get business down. You pay up on the need for do the right thing. The way the people to us do it. No water, you cry water. When I come in offer or anything blowing on la blue. No coming, no water system. We are suffering with the water. Deliver the country. We were suffering, we had no job. Get all job. Who can get yourself out of school? And start having something go all over the place. You not believe something. You breaking all justice system in this country. And that's a very bad thing with the water. You not speak for us. I will go the country running. You not see it? And your poor police say it's okay. And I see people, and not people. The country is divided. When any fire blame the bush will shake. Thank you.
All right, Man Sisi. Man Sisi is the final person. She was the final caller here on this segment of the program, folks. So, folks, that's all the time we have to be here with you. We will be back here on Monday, by God's willing, again, as we will continue to see it. Let's keep fighting for this country. This country is this country is for all of us.
Justice,
and this is our country. Just got to keep fighting. We shouldn't give up. We got to keep fighting for this country. We got to fix this country. We got to do it together. All of us got to work together.
Criminals, right?
It requires collective effort to make sure that we work for this country.
Integrity.
And if we believe that, we will sit supinely and just see everything changes. No, that's lie. You got to do something.
Right.
You got to take action. There should be actions taken, and to make sure that we are able to achieve the kind of change or the different changes we want to see, and the manner and form in which we want to see, the path in which we want to see our country move on. So that's all the time we have to be here with you. Thanks ever so much. This too is Liberia. Let's keep praying for this country. We look forward to the best anyway, and we look forward to the former president, His Excellency George Weah, who will be returning to the country next week. Next week Wednesday. So make sure, get at the airport, be there in your numbers. I guess you will be there. Certainly. Be there in your numbers. Go there. So you got to make the government, make them embarrassed. In fact, the presence alone, the presence of people, the number of presence they will see, your presence will intimidate them. Your presence will intimidate them. So go there in your numbers. Tell them that, the hero has arrived. And the owner of the country is in. He will definitely be in on Wednesday. My name is Newton Tokwa. Prince Sherry was here with us until we are back here Monday, by God's willing. Have yourself a pleasant weekend. Bye-bye.
I am the online soldier. We can never find justice where criminals make the law. Justice cannot exist where power is built on corruption. In a country where those who are meant to protect the people instead protect their own interests. When criminals write the rules, truth becomes a threat. Honesty becomes weakness, and integrity is punished instead of rewarded. In this country, the law is no longer about right and wrong, it's about control. It's about silencing voices and rewriting narratives. The guilty walk free because they designed the system to serve themselves, while the innocent are crushed by rules that were never meant to protect them. This is why many people lose faith, not because justice isn't important, but because they watch evidence being manipulated before their very eyes. They call oppression order. In Nigeria, lawyers become liars, thieves hold titles, and those in authority abuse the people while hiding behind the very power they were entrusted to uphold. How can justice survive when corruption sits on the throne? How can truth prevail when lies are rewarded? The people are watching, people are suffering, and one day the voices they try to silence will become too loud to ignore. But I am Big Lion, the online soldier. I just want to let you know that justice may be delayed or even denied, but it can never disappear. It lives in people who speak the truth even when it's dangerous. Those who choose principles over profit. It lives in those who stand tall even when the world turns against them. No amount of power can permanently silence truth. No law writing by the criminals can erase accountability.